and whatever else we talk about. And just to remind everybody, we got a bunch of stuff coming up on today's show. Let me just bring that up. This is going to be a long show. Consider getting your phone calls into the chat room for the Raider fan chat line toward the end of the show, hitting me up on X. And coming up, we got some best camp battles, free agents available, classic Raider videos, schedule win, and some more latest news. Hit that thumbs up, that like. Consider becoming a member of the show. All right, let's move on to the next subject. A lot of people don't want to talk about this, don't think this is a subject that needs to be talked about. But I do. I just want to... This is a tough subject to swallow. And there was a little bit of conspiracy around that. And we're going to talk about more conspiracies in a little bit. But there was a little bit of an issue with Antonio Pierce becoming bankrupt and what really happened with his partners. And let's just watch a video. We're not going to go into much detail because I'm not here to make fun of the guy. I wish him all the best. But this is possibly a huge situation, you know, for him and his psychology for the Raider season, since he possibly has to go to court, pull money out of his pocket, but he's declaring for bankruptcy. Let's just watch a little bit of this video and hear it from an actual legal analyst expert. Whether his takes on the NFL are great or not, his legal takes are. He is a very well-known legal person and a former lawyer from Pro Football Talk, which is the namesake of my show, because I respect what he does, and he just sits there and talks football, and I freaking love it. But let's listen to a little bit of the situation surrounding Antonio Pierce and why I'm a little bit worried. And I wish somehow the Raiders and everybody else could bail him out a little bit more, you know, to get his psychology a little bit better. But it's a lot of money. It's like $25 million or something like that. But let's listen to the legal aspects of it. It's fascinating to me. Ever since I got sued by the Raiders, I've learned a little bit about legalese. So I get fascinated by stuff like this.
See coming. Good God. I was talking to Jack Collinsworth yesterday as the meetings were breaking up, and he mentioned something about a tweet that said Antonio Pierce's wife filed for bankruptcy, and
weird.
He's on the hook for $28 million. And I made a mental note to look at it when I got home, and I forgot. And I thought of it right before bedtime. And I found the item from Tashawn Reed of The Athletic. And this is weird to me because it's his wife, Jocelyn, that files the bankruptcy petition. But the way the article's worded, based upon the documents that Reed obtained,
this is interesting.
Antonio Pierce himself is facing judgments totaling $28 million. It looks like an investment deal in an automobile dealership, or more than one dealership, went bad. And it's $28 million in judgments.
Wow.
Not allegations, not liens,
judgments. It already went to court.
Alleged debts or whatever.
It
Judgments.
already went.
It's just a mess. I mean, think about it. You're getting ready to start your first year as an NFL head coach, and you got this $28 million liability hanging over you, where they were actually, according to the paperwork that was filed, trying to garnish his wages from Mark Davis.
Wow.
To satisfy this debt.
Wow.
So, see how it plays out. There's a requirement on July 12, I believe, that certain information be provided. And I still don't know why he didn't file. Maybe they're trying to take some of the steam out of this. But this just looks
so the
troubling.
news doesn't report it.
Makes you wonder, will it be? Well, it'll be a distraction. How big of a distraction will it be?
Probably not that much.
The job that he's trying to do when you go all in as an NFL head coach. You're worried about them coming to repossess your
house, your car, everything.
Sell off your assets, and you get different exemptions based upon which state it is. But it's just a mess.
It is.
And
it is. It's
one
scary.
of the things that I think football coaches strive for, because I know as somebody who covers the NFL every single day, what I strive for is no distractions
Yep.
during football season.
That's what we need. We need no
Allow me
distractions
to
this
wall
year.
myself off from the rest of the world.
We need
and
no
work
distractions.
on covering the sport. And if you're in the sport, same thing. Need to be able to show up and coach, need to show up and play, need to have everything in order. And then once it all slows down, that's when we'll get a physical and take care of whatever other health issue might need to be taken care of, and deal with other things that you try to get to during the slow time, but sometimes they get punted to the next year's slow time. Books I'd like to finish reading get punted. I wanted to finish that JFK book this year. I have a feeling, even though we've still got some time, plenty of time actually, I don't think I'm going to finish the JFK book. So that's what I think makes it challenging for Pierce. This isn't going to be wrapped up.
Nope.
This isn't going to be gone. It's not going to be over when it's time for him to go to training camp. He's going to have to figure out how to spin those two plates.
Yep.
He's going to have to be able to focus on his job while at the same time manage whatever needs to be done from time to time as it relates to this $28 million in judgments and how it's processing through bankruptcy and what efforts are being made to try to collect the money. And he's going to have to figure out how to compartmentalize the two things and focus as much as he can on football and do what he has to do when he has to do it as it relates to the other thing. And hey, I'm sure plenty of coaches and players have had to do that. You've got to find a way to keep both things moving as you progress through football season. Hi, it's Mike Florida.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I'm
Watching
telling you.
PFT on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't want the video to get copyrighted. Sorry. You have to do that on their taglines because it probably gets censored. But to me, it's just a really sad situation. $28 million is guaranteed need to be paid. How long? It's already went to judgments. They've already paid the courtrooms to get that money from him. So you got to think about it. It's got to start being paid. And it's already went through judgments, and they already started garnishing his paychecks. And, they're going to come after the money quicker, and because it's already been a couple of years probably. And they're just like, they don't care. And I'm afraid something's going to happen in the middle of the season where they go to his house or his car. And I think they filed paperwork to try to delay it or something like that. But it's something that he doesn't need hanging over his head, while he's trying to build a winning team. Because if he gets a letter in the mail that they're going to take his car or they're going to come to his house and look up his furniture and other things like that in the coming days while he's preparing for a game, I mean, that's why I'm talking, can Raider Nation, help him pay this $28 million, make a GoFundMe. The Raider players, everybody donate a little bit, to get him off of his back, or even Mark Davis bailing him out. Maybe not with the full amount, but you know what? Let's get him off of your back for this season, and let's just focus on the season. I mean, we know Mark Davis can, him and the Raiders players can probably come up with $8 million altogether, and Raider Nation with a GoFundMe somehow. $8 million, will it shut these creditors off for like 5 months? Maybe. Maybe not. It's a very, very scary situation. And that's why I just have an issue with this, and I wish it didn't happen. And they were trying to hide it by his wife filing the paperwork, because they are a jointed, business. Whenever you get married, you can do tax filings and stuff like that with your wife or whatever. But he was trying to avoid the press and the media and kind of keep it on the down low. And he didn't want it to be a distraction, so that's why he did it through his wife. But that possibly makes it a bigger distraction on why he did it that way instead of just coming out and saying it. But the Raiders know what's going on, and they understand it, and they're doing their best to figure it all out. All right, everybody, let's we got a couple of new Raider Rants phone calls coming in. We're going to get to in a little bit. Like I said, it's going to be a long show. Let me just get this one thing off of screen. Again, my computer is so slow. This 2010 all-in-one Sony Vaio desktop. So slow, but I'm so blessed to have anything nowadays. All right, let's talk about some important dates for the Raiders. This is the training camp special. We got the July 21st, the Raider rookies report to training camp. That's going to be a fun day. We're going to get a lot of information. July 23rd, the veterans officially report to Raiders training camp. Then on August 1st is the Hall of Fame game